I am happy to invite up our first speaker for Mother's Day. Please welcome Stacie McLaughlin to talk about women's rights, being a mother, and what it's like and being a woman in today's country.
Thank you.
Feel free to put that anywhere. There is no sound system, so we might have to get closer depending on how loud.
Okay, not used to doing this part. So I was asked to speak on Mother's Day and what's important for women's rights and why it's really important for us. So I'm kind of tying in what I learned from my mom growing up and just in general what I've learned through different classes that I took in school. So in 1848, Elizabeth Stanton worked to improve women's rights, which then became a ridiculed name of the Declaration of Sentiment, because it was 70 years after the Declaration of Independence, and she fought for women's rights at that time. That was in 1848 she started that. It wasn't until 1920 that we received the right to vote, women. In 1923 was the first Equal Rights Amendment that was written, but still men had complete control over women, including making medical decisions, including making they had the power to arrest people if they wanted to and institutionalize them if they did not agree with them. Sound familiar? In 1963, President Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Rights, and in 1964, the Civil Rights came about. Guess what? Equal rights for pay is not the same still to this day. But it's better than the 59 cents per dollar that it was at that time. That was less. In 1972, we had Title IX. I was in school running track at that time, and I had to run on the boys' team because there was no girls' team. So I kind of learned a lot about that then and had my mom standing up with me. In 1972, women still could not get their own credit card. They could not have a bank account in their name alone. They couldn't get a loan. They couldn't own a house without a man signing for it. Women today still are not paid at the same rate for the same job as men are. We're working on it, but it's not there yet. My mom was born in 1932. Her father had been able to get her mother institutionalized because she finally fought back when my grandfather was in an alcoholic rage. So he put her in an institution and said she was crazy, and that at no time did he hit her, although she had bruises and marks. My mother ended up being raised for quite a few years by my great aunt, and it was my great aunt Elsie that helped my mom to understand that love doesn't mean that you have to stay in a relationship or in a family dynamic if you're not being treated the way that you need to be treated. My mom learned how to stand up, be strong, but still give other people benefit of the doubt. In 1948, one day before my mom's 16th birthday, because she thought she was born on the 23rd of May, but she was actually born on the 24th of May and didn't find that out till she was 60. She left home. She was unable to get a bank account or a credit card in her name. She was unable to get a loan or a car. So she lived in the barn where her horse was and mucked people's stalls, other people's horses' stalls, to make money. She had no bank to put that money in, so she put it in saddlebags and kept it between hay bales for safekeeping. This was in Philadelphia. She went through 4 winters without a winter coat because she did not have the money to do it and couldn't afford a place to get a loan or anything else. She did this because she couldn't stay in a house where she was watching her mother be abused. When she did get married, my Uncle Chick walked her down the aisle and her father was not invited to the wedding. My mom learned to stand up for what was right, even when others disagreed. She did not always make friends while she was a member of the Environmental Impact Committee or the Conservation Committee in Danbury, because she was fighting for something that was right. And Unfortunately, at that time in Danbury, they were all about building everything up. So they wanted to make sure everything got built, regardless of if they went over the bog turtles' homesteads. And she fought for that. She taught me to stand up for my rights. She stood by me as I fought for a women's or a girls' track team, as it was called then, after running on the boys' track team for many years and actually getting MVP for the boys' track team. She stood by me for all of this. She welcomed numerous people into our home that were having a difficult time in their own homes because she knew what that felt like. She knew how important it was to have a safe place to be. She taught myself and my 5 siblings the importance of welcoming people, even if they didn't fully agree on all issues. She taught me not to back down from difficult circumstances, but rather to fact check and then speak up. She supported me when I came out. She stood by me when I chose to be a single parent through in vitro. She actually took me to the place where the embryos were transferred on 9/11, 1 hour after the towers went down, and my beautiful son, Quinn, is a result of that. She taught me to be true to myself. And I stand up here right now because we need to stand up for more women that maybe are too afraid at this time to stand up for themselves. And I'd like to end with RBG's quote regarding women's rights movement. I think about how much we owe to the women who went before us, legions of women, some known, but many more unknown. I applaud the bravery and resilience of those who helped all of us and me to be here today. So I'd like to thank all of those people that came before, but I'd like to thank my mom for being a wonderful example, and paving the path for demonstrating indomitable spirit. I know she's watching over me now, and hopefully she's proud of me. Thank you. Woo!